So Lauren Chen's been in the news because she and her company have been indicted by the Department of Justice for funneling Russian funds into right-wing media spaces. That's crazy. Whoa, no one saw that coming. She attended Mines in Austin, Texas, and apparently, here are some of the topics that were happening there, and you'd expect Lauren Chen to maybe be taking part in some of these other things. Is America becoming a communist country? Election integrity debate, and then stand-up comedy. And wouldn't you know it, Lauren Chen is in the stand-up comedy. And I haven't seen this. I have an 18.5-minute timer for this. Is that actually how much time she's gonna do? Lauren Chen doing stand-up? Okay.
No matter what, we gotta remember to laugh.
Gotta remember.
So let's do some laughing now. Let's introduce our next person coming up on stage.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We're gonna have a good time. Everybody welcome Lauren Chen.
Yeah. Woo! Lauren. Lauren Chen. I'm sure she's having a great day.
All right, how you guys doing tonight? You good? Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't know how to talk to folks.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with you. I'm so happy to be in Austin. This is an amazing city. Are you guys from here? You locals? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. No one responded. This is going to be a long set. Holy shit.
It's so awesome. You guys, you clean up amazing, okay? You barely even look homeless. It's just good for you. Good for you. I do love Austin. Last time I was here.
You barely look homeless. Cool.
Here, actually, funny story.
It's funny.
I saw a homeless guy walking.
Oh, now you're moving into a homeless guy joke? You just brought up? Okay.
What I thought was a small dog on a leash. Turns out, no, giant rat. So it's one of those fun Austin stories that I have. Love that. Love nature.
Wow, bombing. That's not a joke. Like, that doesn't have, like, a setup to a joke. Is she just doing observations? I was going to say observational comedy. Is she just doing observations? I saw a guy with a big rat. Is that true?
This morning, was eating on a patio with my toddler. Throughout our meal, had 3 different homeless people come yell at us, which is like basically the Austin version of dinner and a movie. It's, entertainment as you eat. It's good stuff.
So more homeless. She just doesn't like. She doesn't like being here. She's like, "Hey, you guys from Austin? Any locals?" She gets a tepid response, and now she's just shitting on Austin, saying it really sucks here. Is it working? Me already? It's only a minute. It's only a minute in.
But no, it is really sad seeing all these homeless people, and my heart goes out to them. And I honestly think that being homeless, that's got to be one of the worst situations that a person could be in, frankly. At the same time, though, not popular to say this, as bad as it is, I'm sure, to be a homeless person, also not great to be around homeless people, right? And am I saying
are these
the
jokes
here? No, but it's not nothing, right? It's not nothing. Like, I don't want to be the person who can't afford dinner. Obviously not. But I also don't want to be the person who gets mugged to pay for dinner, and I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair.
Are these jokes? I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I thought she was going to write jokes that were bad, but she's not even doing what jokes are. She's just sort of waxing about how she doesn't like homeless people. What a bag of shit. Lauren Chen is just the worst. Dude. I know a TYT host that might love to hang out, though.
But, no, I just, the problem, I think, is
I think I suffer from whiteness.
Dr. Campbell.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Thanks.
For the past few years, people have decided
Did
that
this get quieter all of a sudden, or she pull?
the worst thing you could do
Turn it up.
is be offensive, is to be insensitive. And if you don't think this is a problem, we have American cities now where people are so afraid of even being perceived as being offensive that they would literally rather live with human feces on the street than tell a homeless person to take a hide and crap in the woods. Like, that is the level that we have reached. which is insane.
Is the whole thing about homeless people? Go take a crap in the woods. No, take a shit on Lauren Chen's porch. Wherever Lauren Chen lives, take a shit on and around the property. On her sidewalk on the way to the car. It's a lot of it. Holy shit. The sound guy is having a wrestling match in the soundboard with a concerned citizen trying to stop this train wreck? I don't think so. I don't think anyone's trying to stop this train wreck. I think they let her go for fucking 18 minutes, dude.
And it's insane. Haven't seen that here yet in Austin, thankfully, but it's real. It's real. The feces in the street, it's not just a meme. It's actually happening.
It's real.
I don't know if you guys have been to Seattle, but it's actually a thing there. When I was in Seattle, I was there maybe 2 hours tops before I ended up seeing feces. Like, to give you context, I saw feces in Seattle before I saw Starbucks in Seattle. Like, that's how big of a problem it is.
These are funny jokes. I regret my decisions. I regret watching this, but we're gonna keep going.
I suffer from whiteness.
Like Sisyphus. I told you, it's the same. This is mine. Hey Lauren, how's that thing with Russia going? Not well. Not great. This will break me. I can make it further. I can get further than this.
No, it's and it's funny because I've spoken to people who live in big cities about stuff like this because I suppose I'm a rube. I think that warrants some conversation. And the thing is, I feel like a lot of people who live in cities, they have a toxic relationship with these cities. It's the strangest thing. You'll notice it, I swear, next time you talk to someone who's actually from a city, but you can
you're in one and you're talking shit about the city and you're getting no response.
Mention something that's bad about that city and they'll acknowledge it happens, but also say that it's not that bad and then hit you with something that's even worse. And this is something that I deal with people from New York all the time. Like you'll try to talk to them about the issue of crime, which is actually getting pretty serious in New York. You can say something like, hey, by the way, car got broken into last time in the city. It's pretty terrible. Are you guys safe? How do you feel? Do you think things are getting better? And I swear, they will turn around, look in the eye, and hit you with something along the lines of crime. Oh, you want to talk about crime? You're bringing up your car. Last week, my entire family was kidnapped. They shot their dog. They pulled out their fingernails, kidnapped my grandmother, then committed identity theft on her specifically. You're talking about your car. You shut your whore mouth, and you're like, okay. Whoa. Hey, you're right. I'm sorry. New York is terrible or great. I don't even know what they're trying to argue there. I think I suffer from
whiteness.
Hey, funny guy! I got a joke for you! What smells rotten and puts people to sleep?
Lauren Chen.
It's pretty crazy. I've told that story about the feces to people who...
Wow, cool. She loves to talk about the feces story. This is boring, Lauren. This is... Oh, we've only gotten 4.5 minutes. We gotta press on. We have to... Whoo! I'm gonna roll a new joint and see what happens.
Who live in cities, and I get
if she makes me laugh, I'll buy... dude, if she makes me laugh, I will gift 5 subs in chat. Okay? I'll gift them if she makes me laugh. If she says a good joke, I will gift 5 subs into my own chat.
I get a lot of dismissive attitudes. I get a lot of, well, that's life in a city, you know? It's not normal. Thank you. And the thing is, I agree. Everywhere has pros and cons. It's fair, but a
guy in the audience is trying to get involved, so there's less silence. He just feels so awkward. He has to start speaking up in the middle of a set. If Jake can handle the 11-day subathon, he can handle 18 minutes of this human feces just speaking her intrusive thoughts out loud. I can do it. I can get through.
I feel like not having crap in the street, that's a pretty low bar. And for reference, I don't know if you guys are following what's happening in Haiti right now. But it's a failed state at this point. Very little government, if any. There's actually reports of roving cannibal gangs eating people in the streets, and it's crazy. I was seeing these reports. I was watching videos about articles.
They love to be racist as fuck towards Haiti. This is happening today as well. This was months ago, by the way. So Haiti just happens to be on her fucking brain all the time. And you can see, I guess this has been seeded by the Russian government, if you would. At least some of the thoughts that are being held here. So I wonder how deep that goes. But Haiti is a state that was created because the slaves won a rebellion, and then the French, who lost the revolt, essentially just taxed them for the trouble because they were a French colony. And then America occupied for a while, and they've been destabilized and basically isolated from other countries and not allowed to like trade or do anything because of the revolt, right? Like because they didn't want to be slaves anymore. So, I mean, essentially they've been left on this island that they were forced on and forced to make a culture at this place that was a slave colony, and then abandoned by anyone who is responsible for any of that. Like American foreign policy on this has been part of the problem. So like anyway, it's pretty hard to blame those people when they didn't have the opportunity to thrive there at any point. It just wasn't in the cards.
And it's the darndest thing. In none of those reports, none of those videos, none of those articles covering the cannibal gangs, did I hear anything about feces in the streets. So it's almost, I mean, I feel like if the cannibal warlords can find a bathroom, so can the homeless guy. I don't think that's too much to ask. And
I always thought that the failed comedian pipeline went to right-wing grifter and just kind of stopped there, but Lauren Chen has shown me that. As a matter of fact, it also opens amazing opportunities with the Russian government. Thanks for the info, Lauren. Looking forward to Dave Rubin Russian report. She's still talking about homeless people. This is 5 minutes of homeless people. Let's see what else.
it's kind of wild. You could actually have a Haitian gang member. You know, he's chilling. He's grilling up some torso. You put him in San Francisco. He's looking around the homeless encampment. He sees feces on the street. He goes, "You people live like animals." And he just gets the hell out of there because he's not used to that level of degeneracy. We could do better. I'm just saying. Like, we could do better.
So we gotta work on our transitions. We gotta work on our jokes. This isn't good. Did you get any advice at all? Did you just think that you could do comedy? Did you think, oh, this is my audience, this is gonna work? At best, you have like 3 simps that are trying to help out by laughing, and it's otherwise a dead room. This is tough. This is tough to watch.
No, it is sad, and I feel like we need to be working toward a solution to this. And I think there are good people out there who are trying to make things better. They're trying to improve things, but I think the problem is we're too scattered. Too many different people, too many cooks in the kitchen. We need to regroup our efforts, come together, one program, all our resources in it, just like solve the homeless problem once and for all. A final solution, if you will, but not like that.
You're just a Nazi, bro. But not like, I mean, you're just a Nazi.
But that would solve things. But that's not what I'm saying we should do. Yeah.
Yeah, man, this got worse. Okay, yeah. So this is Lauren Chen's Nazi stand-up set? Cool.
But no, I don't know if you guys know this, but I grew up in Asia. I didn't grow up in America, and it's crazy. We, like in Asian cities, we don't have the level of homelessness that you guys have here. It turns out when you start working at 5, by the time that you're 18, you have a pretty good nest egg, so you're quite comfortable. No. They don't pay those kids, so that's not how that works.
Yeah. So that's not how that works. She's acknowledging that she was allowed into this country as an immigrant. She's acknowledging that, I guess Canada, but for here she was allowed in to do this shitty stand-up set, which is, 9/11 was yesterday, the anniversary, and this is like a slap in the face to the memory of 9/11. 9/11 didn't happen for you to have this set, okay? I remember when Lauren Chen was roaming millennial. I remember when Lauren Chen got discovered for being a Russian asset. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it sounds bad, but just from an American perspective, think of it as getting paid in experience, right? Just like a little fleet of interns who are making all your clothes. So it's fine.
Interns? It's
and
not
actually,
fine.
Corporate America, if you guys are paying attention.
So you should be against that, but you're not because you're a capitalist or something? Like, huh?
I know there's a lot of controversy stateside about things like maternity leave. People don't want to pay it. Turns out, if your workers are all prepubescent, you can just sidestep that conversation entirely. So, follow me for more more business tips. But
Wow,
there's a lot of things.
So it's sort of like a Daniel Tosh set where it's like, I'm a bad guy. That's the joke. I'm bad. Except Daniel Tosh can write jokes and was funny for a time, although they probably didn't age well. But like, you're pro sweatshops. The implication is that you're not supposed to be pro sweatshops and pro child labor when you make a joke about a sweatshop or child labor or whatever. And you could do that. I've heard them. It happens. But instead she's just like, child labor, that's a good thing, and you can save money on your business if you hire prepubescent children to do menial labor for you.
In America that we don't have in Asia. One of them things really different, probably the most noticeable, is the amount of diversity that you have in America compared to Asia. I know there are probably people out there thinking, like, what are you saying? Asia's super diverse, it's full of Asians. Well, despite what marketing agencies may think, diverse doesn't just mean no white people. Actually, it means diversity in America.
Whoa, you acknowledge white hegemony and white westernization, and sort of like the idea of succumbing to white culture as a part of your integration into the fold here, and lament it, but then also pander to them. It's fucking crazy. She sucks so much. She's such a shitty person.
America has a lot of diversity for better or worse. Like, the first time I actually lived in America, it was when I was going to college, and that's when I realized how much of a melting pot it actually is here. And I was surrounded by people, different races, who didn't look like me, and it's for better or worse, because simultaneously, I ended up experiencing something that I never would, and it kind of shocked me that I experienced racism firsthand. Turns out I'm not a fan of Mexicans, which was, news to me, but...
She was the one being racist in the joke? That was almost a joke. Yeah.
No, that joke actually used to be about Jewish people, but then I realized I like using banks, so we just leave it. Yeah.
I think I suffer from whiteness.
It's all part of a new program we like to call Deep Hurting.
This is definitely painful.
No, it's just, I'm sorry, Mexicans. It's just, you're a little lower. You're lower risk. Like, what are you gonna do? Leave? Oh no! Don't self-deport. Stop. Come back.
Self-deport?
But no, the racial politics in the U.S., that's something that I haven't gotten quite used to. What really I think is so strange is the fact that when we're talking about race in the U.S., there's this tendency to group people into one of two categories, white and non-white. Right.
So that's a category of racism created by white people. How are you thinking that this is a leftist construct or some shit? White culture has set this up, man.
The two races, which is like I don't know. I don't think that really works. The idea that me as an Asian woman or half Asian, that I would have more in common with a black man just because we're both not white, that doesn't really make sense, right? If we look at the racist black experience, let's break it down. Way that your race affects your life, probably going to be more likely to be fatherlessness, right?
You're just so fucking racist, dude. You're just so fucking racist.
More likely to be in poverty, more likely to live in a high crime area, maybe commit some of that crime yourself, but that's different.
Jesus fuck, dude. Holy
versus
shit.
Me, as an Asian woman, probably the way that my race most affects my day-to-day is I got a lot of guys with anime profiles asking for pics, like feet pics. It's a problem, but it's a very different problem. Also, if I were to ever open a massage parlor, exponentially higher likelihood of it being mistaken for a brothel. Again, real problem, just they're very different problems.
I don't even know what's the crux of her, opinions, man. It would make more sense if she was a middle-aged white man, or actually like a late-aged white man now.
And I think if we look at the way that we either say, you know, you're white, non-white, that's how it is, especially when we're talking about divisiveness in American race relations, it kind of paints the idea that I think is a false idea that if white people were just removed from the conversation, everything would be fine, right? All the non-white people would just be having a blast, which if you look at the areas in America with very few white people, just does not seem to be the case. Like, if we're being real, if we're being real.
One white guy in the back going, ha 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 ha. Hey, man. I mean, she's just straight up racist. There's not even like, what's the nuance here? Am I supposed to debunk that? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
And I don't know if you guys speak with a lot of ethnic minorities, but one thing that they actually aren't usually too keen on is other ethnic minorities. So
literally, yeah, I guess we can tell. Holy shit.
I mean, you know, the past few years alone, you look at the tensions between like the Asian community and the black community, the Jewish community and the black community, and they don't even get me started on, you know, the gang warfare issues between the Hispanic community and the black community. And see, those are all real problems. They're real conflicts, but they don't get as much attention because, I mean, it's frankly not as flashy as the historical problems between the white community and, well, the black community. So, yeah.
You know, like the victims of crimes, the victims of slavery, and systemic failure, or, well, not always failure, I guess, systemic, successful systemic suppression of their, like, well-being.
But gender, that's another area.
But
where,
gender,
I mean, as Sean was saying, people are getting a little crazy right now.
Hey, anybody in chat getting crazy with their genders? Am I right? Huh? You got any gender fluid in chat? That's going around. Kids are all sipping on gender fluid. I got some right here. It's delicious. It's fizzy. It's fizzier than you think.
I don't know if you guys have been following, but online, there's a lot of talk about how the right is alienating women because of sexist comments. And I know there's probably the tendency to just dismiss that, oh, it's just noise, but it's true. It's true. Like, if you're online, you go to a social media account, it's conservative, there's a good chance you're going to see things like actual misogynistic comments. You might even see arguments about why women shouldn't vote, shouldn't be in the workplace. Mm-hmm. Maybe you see stuff about posts.
And she's going to be like, I agree.
Tearing women down, insulting them based on the way they look, slut shaming. Never mind the fact that AI is being used to create deepfake porn.
Do you support all that stuff?
And I mean, that's just what I'm posting. Never mind the weirdos out there. It's bad. It's bad. And, you know, I know I've spoken to a lot of right-wing guys who kind of incredulous about it. They'll ask, like, really, everything that's going on in the country, in left-wing cities, we have women being actually punched in the face in New York. Women's spaces basically don't exist anymore because of the trans issue. Never mind things that affect everybody, like inflation. But you're really telling me women are still going to vote Democrat. They're going to vote against Republicans out of spite because of mean comments?
Well, no, it'll be policy mostly, but the being shitty is also not helping.
It's like, well, have you met a woman? Like, I mean, unfortunately, but...
This is what I'm talking about, where it sounds like she's like a 60-year-old man. Like, you know how women fucking hate women, dude. Ugh, yuck. Women? Not for me. I'm all about men. And men only. Men. White men specifically. White and delightsome men with their porcelain white skin. Ah, yes. And we could just frolic in wheat fields together. No woman in sight, just the 2, 3, or 4 of us, maybe more. The lads, yeah, the boys. Exactly, you get it. You get it. That's what I'm about. Hot American men. Burning fossil fuels, not giving a shit about the environment so it can get hotter in here, okay? So the sweat can trickle a little bit more, all right? We got Gatorade. We can fix this. It's not a big deal. Does Gatorade grow on trees? Nope. Don't need it then. Don't need trees. All I need is Gatorade, White Claws, and NFL football, and I'm good to go. And chicken wings, mozzarella sticks, and the men. And the men. Yep. Lauren Chen after this set. Have I seen this movie? What is that from?
No, the transport issue, that is something that it only seems to be getting worse. And, you know, the thing with that is we really have no one else to blame but ourselves. Ladies, we can't really pin that on men in general. There's never been a man.
What was Jake's opinion about Gatorade? It's delicious. Not the lemon, not the yellow one, okay? Blue, light blue specifically, not dark blue. Orange is good. I'll fuck with a fruit punch. Lemon lime is only good when it's the mix and you're on the sidelines of some sporting event where you're playing. Yeah, lime cucumber is disgusting.
That's ever sat down and said, all right, guys, here are my opinions about the policies governing women's sports. Like, that's not happened. So it's us. We're doing that. And again, the problem is that we're too afraid of being offensive. The first time man ever showed up in a skirt asking to play on a sports team, we should have told them to GTFO, but we didn't because we didn't want to be bad feminists. But I mean, tough love for us ladies. I'm going to give us some advice, some words of wisdom that I usually reserve for single moms, is that we could have said no, okay? We could have said no, but we didn't. And so we made our bed and we got to lie in it. Actually, there's a lot of people who say that men in women's sports are going to be the death of women's sports. I disagree. I actually think if enough males start competing, people will start watching. So that's, you know, that'll be actually fun. But
it just slowly descends into madness. Wow, I lost a chunk of time. This whole portion of time that we watched this didn't even affect me. We've fallen into a wormhole. We have devoted 14 plus minutes of our lives to Lauren Chen, and however much time we've been fucking around in between. So probably 20 minutes plus right now. And we're going to do 4 more. And she has not told a single joke yet. I'm waiting for a joke. Death rattle.
an example of that, I don't know if you guys watch female basketball.
Yeah.
You know, but Caitlin Clark, so she's someone who's been making the news a lot. Yeah. I don't watch basketball played by women because, again, we don't need to go over this. No one
Do you watch basketball at all? Come on, Lauren. Shut up. You don't watch basketball.
does. But she was someone who I was seeing in the news a lot for months and months. And I just kind of automatically assumed that she was trans. And it's not good. No, but it's not because she looks like a man or anything like that. She's a beautiful giantess. But the thing is,
giantess.
9 times out of 10, if we're actually talking about
You know what I love hearing with my comedians? Right into the fucking mic. Do you guys like that? Like my dog choking on something.
female athlete, period, let alone how good they are at their sport, it's because they're a dude. It's because they're a dude. So I get good job, Caitlin Clark, I guess, disproving the stereotype that female athletes can't be good. But no, it's not a good long-term plan for us.
To play sports? Who's this for? Just the one white guy that's laughing at this? This is fucking awful.
And actually, trans women, so males, they're really interesting because usually there's this stereotype, and it's kind of true if you ask me, that progressive men tend to be effeminate. I mean, I'm not trying to be offensive, but like they tend to be a little less masculine, a little more feminine.
I don't know about that. I think most leftist men are pretty masculine. I don't know. What is that? Is she trying to prove women can't be funny? Dude. The most misogynist thing that she has done is proven that women can't tell jokes. No, I definitely think that any of you could walk onto that stage and tell at least one joke in 18 minutes. I guarantee you, almost every single person in this chat, if you had the courage to stand on stage and grab a microphone and talk at me and a crowd of people for almost 20 minutes, you could make us laugh.
But I feel like it's this weird paradox. The more likely they are to identify as a woman, the more masculine these progressive men are. Like, if you're a progressive man, I'm sorry, but odds are I could probably beat you up. Unless you identify as a woman. In which case, odds are you are some Arnold Schwarzenegger from the 80s looking motherfucker. Like, I'm sorry, but that's real. That's a real thing.
Okay. I really think that Lauren Chen should be banished out of this plane of existence. I've made you laugh before. Lauren has yet to do that here. Yeah, literally. That's what I'm saying.
And I love the fact that we are so afraid of being called intolerant that we're trying to convince ourselves that someone like Leah Thomas doesn't have a biological advantage, just like an ingrained, inherent better ability to perform at sports than someone who is like 5'4". But that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to be, I don't want to be a Pat Aggressive. So, but there's a lot of issues out there that I don't really have answers to. I don't know how we fix race relations. I don't know how we fix gender relations. It's hard. It's hard.
I do. Let people live how they want. I fixed it. Hey, you guys want to live that way? Okay. That's the whole thing. That's all anybody wants.
Hard. Something that I do have an answer for, though, is the fact that 200-year-olds seem to be running this country. Like, that's kind of, and that's bipartisan, right? No one side should want that. But the problem is, old people wake up a lot earlier than we do. Like, there's a very clear mechanism for how we could get them out of power, literally vote against them. But we have stuff going on, It's just, it's a lot, and they don't, so we just leave it. But here's my plan. Okay. So we take everybody in the government who's over the age of, like, 70, okay? Mm-hmm. And we tell them, look, government is going digital. We're going full-on remote. And it's possible, especially after COVID. I don't think they'd question it. So set them up at home on their computers. We tell them that, no, you're still doing your job. You're still running the government. Really, they're just playing Civ, though. Like, that's all they're doing. And
Civ? They can't figure out how to join a Zoom call, but they can play Sid Meier's Civilization 6? Okay. Man, there was almost a joke here.
I feel like they'll be happy. They can wage whatever wars. In the meantime, we actually get to have people making laws about TikTok who know what TikTok is, so it's a win-win. And I know you might be thinking, that's never going to work. They'll figure it out. But are you really trying to look me in the eye and tell me that someone Nancy Pelosi's age, someone Mitch McConnell's age is going to be in front of their computer inputting their personal information and go, hang on a second, this seems like an online scam. I don't buy it. No, that's not going to happen. They're going to love it.
Seems like an online scam. Because they get scammed by online scam. You would have had to set that up at a different time. This is the end of your set. The first joke should have been something about the scams, and then you could bookend and then make you feel very clever.
But actually, the most depressing part of that plan is the fact that they probably would not be able mentally to figure out how to play Civ. So that's who's running our government. Yeah, good stuff. Well, you guys, that's all the time I have for today. You guys
fucking thank God. It's been 18. Ah, we did it! We did it! Everyone's clapping because she's leaving!
Wow. Give it up for Lauren Chen.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
leave! That's awesome. Get the fuck out of here. Let's go! It's fucking over! Oh, my God. Okay. We got through! Papa Jake, I don't feel so good. Aw.
Go.
I took so much psychic damage, I'm basically illithid now.